a beautiful day in New York City. I drove down the Hudson River this morning. The Palisades were so utterly gorgeous. They had sunlight just touching them, and the river looked really beautiful and clean, thanks to Robert Kennedy of River Keepers. You know, he's been working so hard on that. It just was fabulous. But we did get caught in a traffic jam, and we did arrive here half an hour late. So, how do you like my cape? This is. And how do you like our creatures over there? We have Elton John, and we have somebody like a Lion King over there, Lion Queen over there. All of these amazing things were designed by the one and only Bob Mackie, who is a very talented Emmy Award-winning costume designer, and he's on the show today. He's designed amazing costumes for Cher, Sir Elton John, Madonna, Carol Burnett, and he is amazingly talented. He's having an auction, and we're going to talk all about that in a little while. But I love fine workmanship, and I love beautiful fabrics, and he did not skimp in any one of the fabulous costumes that he made. And I have photos here of two more of his memorable designs. Oh, this one, look at this one. Carol Burnett as Shirley Little Miss Showbiz on the Carol Burnett Show in the late 60s. And now this is quite an amazing thing. And then at the 1986 Oscars, Cher in her non-existing dress. Now it's pretty amazing that a dress designer can design a dress that doesn't really exist, but it's like the emperor's new clothes right here. But I really think that the success of these things is not, well, it has to do with Bob, but it also has to do with the body underneath Bob. So this is quite amazing. He's auctioning off these clothes at Christie's this week, so we're going to talk to him all about that, as I said, later on in the show. Next week, I thought it was this week, but it's next week at the famed auction house Christie's. Several pieces from the private collection of one of the greatest costume designers to ever live will be up for sale. Bob Mackie's imaginative and glamorous masterpieces have been worn by many of the biggest stars in the world, and we're honored to have him here today to give us a very special viewing. Please welcome Bob Mackie. So nice to have you here.
What a great group.
Oh, I know. The audience, well, you have to take another look at Rob and Christina. Please, please take a look at these two guys. They love it. I actually remember seeing Elton John in that costume.
Yes, that was in 1975.
Oh, boy.
He sang Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
And what an amazing song, a Beatles song.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Great. And what was the feathered headdress made for?
That was in my Broadway collection a few years ago, and that was the Lion King girl in the finale.
Yeah.
She put that on her, over her
Christina,
gown.
you look exactly right in that. There are over 150 costumes.
150 lots, and some of the
boy.
lots have more than one thing in them. So,
And what made you finally decide to sort of clean the closets?
People were so interested in seeing this stuff all the time, you know, and touching it and having it. And finally I said, well, you know, I have an awful lot. I could part with some of it.
Yeah.
And we parted with some really good pieces.
So it's your archives, basically,
It's my
that are getting
archives.
thinned out.
Sketches, hats, headdresses, gowns, costumes worn by stars.
When you create an Elton John costume like that,
right.
How long does it take you to sketch it, to draw it, to actually make it?
It doesn't take long when you know who the person is, what they're going to sing, where they're going to sit, or play. You know, I know he's going to be at the piano.
Right.
But that's easy. It's when you don't know who someone is that's going to wear the clothes. Then you start thinking about all the different ladies that are going to come into a store and buy clothes.
So who was the first person that we would consider famous that you worked with? Who was the first one?
The first person that ever asked me to do her costumes was Mitzi Gaynor. And I was about 25 years old, you know. I was just, you know, this kid.
For a movie?
No, it was for a TV special and her nightclub act. And she was amazing. And she loved color. She loved beautiful clothes, opulent, and I was happy. And we still work together.
And so Carol Burnett is one of your
Carol
famous
Burnett
clients?
saw my work on Mitzi Gaynor that year and hired me to do the Carol Burnett show.
And there's this amazing cape. Now, what was that? That was for what?
That was for Went with the Wind. And she was, Miss Starlet went up the stairs to put on the drapes.
Starlet O'Hara, right.
And she came down, and it was one of the biggest laughs ever recorded in television.
Oh my, and that was really like a curtain.
It was a curtain with the rod attached.
Yeah. And then Whoopi Goldberg, too. You made history with that dress.
Well, that was the Queen Elizabeth dress that she wore in the Academy Awards.
Look at this.
the African queen.
Amazing.
And she came out, and what's interesting, that's a cage, and she has her whole evening gown that she was going to wear for the opening, everything under it, and her whole hairdo is inside of that headdress. They just had to clean her face off, and during a commercial, get her back on stage as Whoopi.
Well, we have actually a fashion show
We
for
do.
all of you today. We have models dressed up in some of these amazing items. We have costume number one.
Well, number one, Simone. Simone is wearing a dress designed for Cher. And this is gunmetal and silver lame, and it's all cut bias, and just a few coke feathers, you know, whatever the chickens dropped in the yard.
How do you feel in that dress? Gorgeous? Incredible. You look incredible. So that is that's one of your signature kind of fabrics, though, almost transparent.
Well, this looks like beading on camera, but it's really very lightweight, kind of a knit lame. Yeah. Thank you.
Costume number two.
Joe is wearing like a tunic pantsuit that was done in 1968. And it could be today. It really is amazing how styles come back. I mean, you swear that she went out and bought that today, except you have to look at the embroidery, Martha. It's amazing.
Turquoise, my favorite.
And it's all bonaz and beads and turquoise.
It is. It's like you made it yesterday. But see, what worries me about this, and maybe you know, who could clean that? Who could get...
Well, good cleaners can clean it. There are cleaners that do it by hand, and they're very careful.
It's incredible. Does it feel good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. The next dress is on Nina. This dress was worn by Terry Hatcher.
Wow.
Oh, there we are. We were at the opening of an exhibit of mine, and Terry wore the dress. And actually,
no offense to Terry, but Nina, you look better in it.
She looks... Poor Terry, that's not a very good picture.
No.
She's gorgeous.
She is.
But this is the
fantastic.
perfect sort of 1960s going out to dance dress.
Boy.
And every little move is accentuated by the beaded fringe.
Oh, it's beautiful. Just all for glam, right? We'll be back with more of Bob's beautiful costume in just a minute. And later, last night's apprentice cast-off. Stay with us. That's